Have you had this ground turkey and sweet potato bowl? Because if you haven't, I'm definitely going to need you to add this on this week's menu because it is absolutely delicious. Now, first thing you're going to do is go ahead and get you some sweet potatoes, and you're going to peel your sweet potatoes. Once you get those sweet potatoes peeled, what we're going to do is go ahead and cut it right down the middle because we're going to cube these up. After I get it cut down the middle, I am going to go ahead and cut them into quarters, and I'm going to do about 4 quarters, 4 sections. After I get them into those 4 sections, just like that, I'm going to go ahead and take each section and cut them down the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut them across, and that is how I make my sweet potatoes into cubes. I'm going to go ahead and continue to repeat this process until I have all my sweet potatoes cubed. Now, while I'm going ahead and cubing up my sweet potatoes, dicing them up, I do have my oven on because we are going to roast these, and I'm going to roast them on 350 degrees. Now, this roasted ground turkey sweet potato bowl that I have been seeing up and down my timeline, I have been seeing everybody on social media make these, so I decided I was going to go ahead and try these for myself because honestly I have never had one of these before, so we're going to go ahead and give it a little taste test. After I got everything diced up, this is how my sweet potatoes look, and I try and make sure I get them as evenly as possible because you want everything to cook and roast as evenly as possible. After everything was diced up, I went on ahead and put them in a pan, added just a drizzle of olive oil just like that. Once I got my olive oil in there, I did go ahead and add me a little bit of salt and pepper for seasoning. Once I got the salt and pepper on there, you're going to go ahead, toss them up, make sure everything has salt, everything has pepper, because we do want to add some flavor to it. And then we're going to go ahead and put these in the oven, and you're going to roast them until they are nice and crispy on the outside and cooked all the way through, which should be nice and soft and tender on the inside. After we get the sweet potatoes in the oven to start roasting, we can go ahead and start working on some of the other ingredients that we're going to have in the dish. And next we're going to start working on our ground turkey. Now I'm using about 1 pound of ground turkey, and then I'm just going to go in with some of my favorite seasonings, which is going to be some Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. And Mrs. Dash doesn't have any salt in it, so go ahead and use a little or a lot, as much as you like. It's completely up to you. Go ahead and add you some of that smoked paprika because you are love for color, and I also love that the flavor that it brings as well. I did go ahead and add in some Tony's seasoning because you can't go wrong with a little bit of Tony's Creole seasoning. After I got that Tony's seasoning in there, I went on ahead and added in some of that Pretty Girls No Flavor all-purpose seasoning, so we're going to add some of that in there. And once I got my all-purpose seasoning in there, it was time to go ahead and mix everything together, make sure everything is in well. And because you cannot taste anything right now, we're basically going on what we can smell and what we can see. Does it look seasoned? Does it smell seasoned? If not, go ahead, add you a little bit more, or you can wait until your meat is completely cooked, and then you can give it a little taste test and adjust seasoning as needed. Now, while our ground turkey is cooking, we're going to go ahead and work on some of the fresh vegetables that we're going to have into our dish. And first, we're going to go ahead and slice up this tomato. And as y'all can see, that tomato was big and it was thick too. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut it in half, put the half on top of the other half, and then I'm just going to go ahead and dice it right across. But because it was so thick, I decided it would be better to just go ahead and cut it down the middle. And I got these perfect little squares for my tomatoes. Now, in addition to these tomatoes, I am going to go ahead and dice up that onion that we have there as well, because we're going to make a little pico, a quick little pico to go on the side of it. So we're going to do the same exact thing with the onion. I'm going to take the onion, I'm going to go ahead and cut it down the middle, put the half on top of the half, and then just go ahead and slice it. Now I am using a yellow onion. If you have purple onion, I believe a purple onion would go a lot better with this, but we don't have purple, we have yellow, so that's what we're going to substitute the purple onion for, is yellow. After I get my onions and my tomatoes diced, I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side, and it's time to get some of this fresh cilantro that we have. I'm just going to go ahead and take some of those off of the stem. We already washed and dried these, and then after we get some of those off the stem, I'm going to go ahead and give it a little mini chop and mix everything together. Once I get everything mixed together, I do go ahead and season it just a little bit. So we're going to add some salt and pepper and put that to the side. Now the pico is ready. I looked around and see what else could I add to this bowl, and I had some avocados on the table, so I'm going to go ahead and slice up about a half of avocado, and then we're going to go ahead and put that to the side as well. Once I sliced up the avocado, it was time to go ahead and check on the ground turkey. Our ground turkey was done. Our potatoes were already roasted and ready. So now it's time for us to go ahead and make a plate and put everything together. First thing I did was go ahead and get me some of those roasted sweet potatoes. Now they did roast just a little bit longer than I wanted them to because we do got a few pieces that's a little bit on the crispy side. But it's okay. We're going to go ahead and add those in there as well. That's good for texture. It's going to give it a nice little crunch when you're eating it. After I got my sweet potatoes on there, I went on ahead and got some of that ground turkey that we had went and cooked and seasoned up and browned, and I'm going to put it right next to our sweet potatoes. Once I get the ground turkey on there, I did go ahead and get me some spring mix that I had in the refrigerator already, and I rinsed that off really good, and I added me some spring mix right next to the ground turkey because I just felt like it would go good with the dish, so I went on ahead and added that. After we get the spring mix on there, we are going to go ahead and add in some of that pico that we made as well because it was absolutely delicious and it goes good with the dish as well. Once you get your pico on there, you're going to go ahead and bring everything together and complete this dish by adding that avocado that we sliced. We're just going to go ahead and put it right in the middle just to go ahead and bring the whole dish together. And when I tell you this was so good, I was so excited. I could not wait to go ahead and give this a little taste test. After I got that avocado on there, I was thinking to myself, what kind of sauce could I put on top of this? Because I did want to add a sauce just to tie everything together, but I was really not prepared to make a sauce from scratch. So we're going to do the next best thing, and we're just going to go in the fridge. And I remember that I had some ranch dressing in there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that ranch dressing. I'm going to add me just a drizzle of the ranch dressing right on top. And everything came together perfectly, and I absolutely love this.